Hey folks, Green Stuff Gaffer here. This week we're doing something a little bit different and we're looking at some old school magazines. Now I've got a recording with Precinct Omega where we discuss Inquisitor, and as part of that I was digging out all my old bits and pieces of scenarios and character sheets and whatnot. And I found this little collection of Troll magazine that I picked up back in the day. For those who don't know, Games Workshop used to do a monthly little free pamphlet called Troll, where you'd phone up mail order, they'd send you this issue, and it had a load of deals and loads of, basically it's a back catalogue, and some of these are actually got some really interesting things in, so I thought we'd I've got most of them, but you'd have to phone up once a month, and obviously being a young lad at the time had little access to a phone. You can see here, cost nothing. Issue 1. I don't know when this was released, but it's just a simple little pamphlet. This has got 1997, so quite a old magazine. It's all very tongue-in-cheek, very sort of homemade job, but quite interesting to see. So things like your White Dwarf, obviously your monthly, but this would be almost like a back catalogue of random stuff that was all still available, because Games Workshop did bits back in the day, so you could order just this guy's axe. But so all your deals: Beast Lord £6, 20 Ungor with spears at 16 for 20 quid, metal models. So loads of Demons of Chaos, epic stuff. Codex Assassins 2007. Yeah, that's literally just a tiny little pamphlet. As you can see, not a lot to them. They did quite a few, because again it was a monthly thing. Dig an ob. Again, you've got some classic sketchbook artwork. Costs nothing. So December 97. All the Dig and Og stuff. I always want Rebel Grots, but these are actually Warhammer Fantasy. I thought they were goblins, but they must be Gretchen. Asdrag, worth some money now. There we go. There's the classic Brian Nelson Gretchen he did for the Rebel Grots. Classic Beastman. Again, so these things, even back in 97, these were old school. Classic. Again, the old egg-shaped Sentinel. Even this had been replaced by that point. Cardboard Terrain. You see the Necromunda stuff scanned, but you don't see a lot of the Angel of Darkness. Storm Vengeance, sorry. That's the new Battle Bunker. Interestingly, Pure Guard Casualties, you don't see many of them at all. Three. More Rebel Grots. Again, strange thing. So this is the big lager, £14. Great big metal plastic model. You could order individual crewmen. Cars. It's quite cool. The old plastic Guardians. They came with a las gun, but obviously for 3rd edition, this 2nd edition, they gave them shuriken catapults, which was a metal arm, so these guys fell over for a living. Yeah. Stories. Praetorian miniatures. £65 for a box set. I imagine what they go for. But yeah, like I say, hopefully we'll get some more interesting things. So digging off, there's the red Bobo. Great model, I want one of these. But it's like gold dust to get hold of these days. Yeah, sample army. 1,000 points. Again, classic Marauder miniatures. They're out of date even before this, even during this printing. 98 by this point. Again, £75 for good deals. Yeah, I think the again, it's quite a. Oh, here we go. Gator shop order form. So you can order your toy soldiers. And this is quite an interesting bit. In obviously you've got all your team, all your coaching staff for Blood Bowl. So they've gone through and picked out some miniatures that aren't necessarily Blood Bowl miniatures, but would work quite good. So again, you've got Fantasy Artillery Crew, 40k Elk Grunt Horde. So conversion kit. So I presume it's 2 crewmen and then some bits. That's a back banner by the looks of it. So there, it's quite interesting that, again, this is part of the thing where obviously Games Workshop had such a massive back catalogue. They couldn't get them all in the catalogues, so quite short on that one. Cup of tea for your man. All the troll always had real sort of style to it. Still got that somewhere. Necromunda hardback. Plastic Empire troops. Epic models. We've got Angron. Mortarion. So we've got Mortarion and Magnus. Very different from their current 40k models. some real character. Again, so you could order £15 for the whole guy or all the bits individually, in case you want to customise your own. Same thing as last time. Again, Games Workshop would do a plastic regiment set and then all the metal pieces, so for your champion, it meant that they'd be horribly unbalanced and they'd fall over for a pastime. Norse, I used to play Norse. Very aggressive. And again, so labelled Star Pep, I think that was just a fantasy model, wasn't it? Cannon for free. Warm water for free. Wow. So yeah, they used to do some good deals. And like I say, it's basically a start collecting set. Is about comparable these days. Legion of the Damned. £75 for 2-year subscription, get a free box game. Wow. Third edition. Space Marines. But yeah, so I think there you go. So where the Dreadnought was a single kit, and you basically just customised the front and banner pole according to what Dreadnought, what chapter you were running. Even now, there's very good pricing. I quite like, so they'd sort of theme the theme lists, theme custom armies. New new Dark Eldar. Got a shed load of these. Dogs of War. Very well sought after. Yeah. Gothic. Again, all the bits and pieces, just order individual bits. Converted Coxel. Tanks. So presumably you get obviously the Chaos Rhino, which was a kit at the time, some metal pieces. These are off Grom's Chariot. I don't know what that's from. Set conversion set. Gothic Eldar. Orcs. 26 quid for cruiser shed load of stuff. Yeah, I think it's a shame they don't, well, obviously it's always nice to have a discount on things, but one of the things that really stands out about these is where you get stuff that, you know, here's a set list, whereas you get your, obviously everyone's got their start collecting set, but this is a bit more themed. So effectively Cypher and 8 Chaos Marines with a load of shoulder pads. Small conversion articles. How to make robes for your Space Marine bikers. What's this? Forge World Imperial Space Marine. Again, see, so themed Skaven army, themed dwarf army with army list. Deals. Yeah, I think actually I've missed a fair few, but you had to phone up to get these. Yeah, all classic bits. So you've got your Gorkamorka grots mixed with your 2nd edition grots, and that's a fantasy battle. Yeah. Again, so you've got your Necrarch, the Vampire Counts, was newly released this month, so they picked out some old school models that, again, these were replaced by plastics, but you could still order all the old bits. So classic vampires, even at the time. So again, take a White Scars, well, it's a White Scars theme list, you could get different chapter paths. Converted stuff. Again, so it's little conversions, little sample things that aren't part of the main, wouldn't be part of the main release or featured in White Dwarf. Again, conversions. Take a land speeder, add a undead chariot to it. How they did the conversion. So those chariots. 1 Karsteins. There's make point bits. It's quite cool. So it's like a track, a buggy with a gun platform on. And again, so things like your Skaven bits mixed in with your odd bit off Knob's backpack, digger bits, just to make your unique vehicles. Again, like I say, it's all conversion work that you wouldn't really see in your White Dwarf. You wouldn't see quite so much in your journals. You know? That's Belladonna with a sword swap and a bat, a head swap on the horse. Again, so you'd order it as a kit, but only through the Troll magazine, which wouldn't be anywhere else. It's a Necromunda hired gun scummer into a PSP. Yeah, and how to do this conversion. So, Andy Foster, Heresy Miniatures. Yeah. Some, again, conversion work. Stuff you wouldn't see because they're a bit more complicated than you'd find in your standard. Finally, 23. Again, a mixture of the current edition and the previous edition's worth of models. Thunderhawk gunship, £400. Says your current releases at the time, but mixed in with some old school. The old Arcane Architecture kits. Some of these are still available, I think. Not a lot in that one. There's more times brews. So yeah, I mean, it's quite interesting to see. I know a lot of people say, oh, Game Workshop deals and things like that, but I tend to find the stuff that isn't your standard releases is much more interesting, because if you look at some of the forces in there and then compare them to, say, some of the release photos at the time, you know, which is all standard, we've all seen these images, it certainly gives a bit more interest, I think. So, yeah, all in all, I found that quite interesting, and potentially the best model ever released. Gosh. No. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed this quick flick through Troll magazine. Thanks for watching, and have fun.